Well, howdy folks, Coyote Joe here. It's a Thursday afternoon, or yeah, I guess maybe not. It's Thursday morning though. Got back from Red Bridge Park up the Grand Ron River. Had a good time with family and friends up there. Kind of got missing what we're doing here, so I'm going to do a little bit of music for you. All originals, songs I've written from way back when. None of the songs that I threw away because I didn't think they were very good. But these are just some of my favorites. So I hope you enjoy. What got me thinking about doing this was a song I wrote for my grandmother for her funeral. It was called Locks and Keys. I ran across those words, and I guess I didn't write music down back then. It must have been in my head, but I wasn't very old when I wrote it. Let's start off in 1968 with this one here. And it's been a favorite of a lot of people. By Black and Wood Stove, in a rundown old bunkhouse, sat an old buckaroo with his hat in his hand. And he'd lower his voice as he told me about wild western women that wore no man's brand. Well, the old man remembered they'd drive you plumb crazy, dancing for nickels neath the barroom's oil light. And we'd come off the trail and they'd be waiting for us, pretty painted ladies, I miss you tonight. Where's all the pretty painted ladies? Where's all the dance hall gals? Where are you, Lil? Are you still young and pretty? Are you waiting for me at the end of the trail? Slowly they swirled past the ranchers and the wranglers while the piano played on into the night. They be kicking their heels past us weary raw hiders, pretty painted ladies, I miss you tonight. Well, I told the old timer that they'd all moved on years ago. No more Pretty Lil, no more Buffalo Sal. But he said, son, some nights I can see singing and a dancing at the end of the trail. Where's all the pretty painted ladies? Where's all the dance hall gals? Where are you, Lil? Are you still young and pretty? Are you waiting for me at the end of the trail? Where's all the pretty painted ladies? Where's all the dance hall gals? Where are you, Lil? Are you still young and pretty? There you go. 68. Of course, I was writing music for a lot of people in a lot of different ways. Selling a few songs, selling some of my tunes. But back about 1970, I put pen to paper again and came up with the Cowboys' Name. So I hope you like this one. He rode north out of Texas to an uncharted land, looking for a place to make his way. With saddle and a bedroll and a dream in his mind, he started a legend, still living today. With his saddle made of bedroll and a dream in his mind, through the years not that much has changed. He never meant to be a hero, it just turned out that way. He's still around and Cowboys his name. He's what all the little fellers want to grow up to be, and what women think they can domesticate. He's at home on the range and alone in a crowd, feels he's born 100 years too late. Now what he doesn't do for fortune or for fame. It's a way of life, Cowboys his name. He's been wrote about in poetry, sung about in songs, talked about in Houston and Cheyenne. You might see him at the stockyard or a local rodeo, but most days he's out making a hand. He doesn't measure worth in money or a fancy house in town. He's happy with his life out on the plains. He's a friend you can depend on in snow, sleet, and rain. He takes pride in knowing Cowboys his name. He's what all the little fellers want to grow up to be, what people think they should domesticate. He's at home on the range and alone in a crowd, feels he's born 100 years too late. Now what he doesn't do for fortune or for fame. It's a way of life, Cowboys his name. He's still out there somewhere, riding on the range. It's a way of life, and Cowboys his name. So there you are. Yeah, you might have heard other people singing these songs, and the reason being, a lot of them just give to them. Maybe I'd had them halfway finished, and maybe they finished them the rest of the way. But in '72 was the first time that somebody approached me and says they wanted to go back to Nashville, and they had an idea what they wanted on the A side, but they needed to, oh, by the way, when they cut a 45, a single, you had the A side and you had the B side. Usually the A side was the hit, was the song you really wanted to sell, and the B side was just something to take up space on the other side, of course. And that just is what happened with this song called I'd Climb Every Mountain. And it was Alan Franks from Pendleton, Oregon, that actually approached me and needed a B-side. And I said, okay. So I gave him this one. They must have called me a dozen times from back there and says, can we change this, can we change that? And I didn't give in too much. And Alan Franks said, glad I didn't. So here's a song I wrote when I was living up in the Wallowa counties working on the Wolf Ranch. The wind it blows, the stars they shine, the sweet and slowly move across the sky, and the sweetness of your kiss would be so fine, girl. It's another day with you upon my mind, and I'd climb every mountain just to see you, and I'd walk 1,000 miles just to hear your voice, that's so sweet, girl, brings gladness to my heart and to my ears. The sun it shines and warms the ground. A stream trickles by without a sound. And the sweetness of your kiss would be so fine, girl. I live another day to hold you, 'cause you're mine. And I'd climb every mountain just to see you. And I'd walk 1,000 miles just to hear your voice, that's so sweet, girl, brings gladness to my heart and to my ears. It brings gladness to my heart and to my ears. Climb every mountain. Simple? Yeah, I guess so. Then I got caught up with the Songwriters Symposium, or whatever they call them back there, and contracted me to write music for a little while for other people. Didn't matter who, because I didn't know who they were, but the songs just went into a big pot, and up-and-coming artists would pick some of them songs out. If they liked yours, yeah, they'd buy them from you, or get your permission. If you're a good enough songwriter, though, you got a little money for them from royalties. But then again, in 1980, it was real early in 80, it was during the winter time then. Don't know if I was between one wife or the other. I wrote this one. It's called When You'll Be Mine. Well, you know that it's hard to be divided, and I understand how you must really feel. Now you know that I'll wait for you, my darling, 'cause what I feel for you is really real. Oh, I can close my eyes and see you there with me, and I can almost feel your lips close to mine. The softness of your hands when you've kissed me, and the sweetness of your kiss is like wine. But the nights are long without you, and the days are empty too. So I'll close my eyes and dream my dreams about you, and wait for the day when you'll be mine. the days are long without you, and the nights are empty too. So I'll close my eyes and dream my dreams about you, and wait for the day when you'll be mine. The night we sat beside the fire, the silence that we shared was so right. I can still feel the warmth of your body, and I can still hear you whisper good night. But the nights are long without you, and the days are empty too. So I'll close my eyes and dream my dreams about you, and wait for the day when you'll be mine. So I'll close my eyes and dream my dreams about you, and wait for the day when you'll be mine. There we go. I haven't played a lot of these songs 35, 40 years, so gotta forgive me if I'm even a little bit rusty on some of them. This here was a fun little song I wrote. That was back in '80, and now this one here, let's move ahead to 1985. I think, I'm not sure if I was with this wife I'm with now or not. I think I was. Not a good thing if you can't remember when you really got married. It's 40 years ago, so must have happened. It's called The Man in the Picture, and it was just a moment I was having there in late '85. And kind of went like this here, called The Man in the Picture. I'm not the man that I was 10 years ago. I'm not the man standing there in those clothes. Picture's old and faded, and I'm growing old. I'm not the man in those clothes. In my younger days, I was wild and full of hate. Had my share of ladies, but all I'm gonna say that I'd leave them wanting and wishing, waiting for more. I'd grab my hat and out the door. I'm not the man that I was 10 years ago. I'm not the man standing there in those clothes. Picture's old and faded, and I'm growing old. I'm not the man in those clothes. Now there's a pretty thing just down the street always looks my way. Maybe 'cause I'm older, she must think that I'm safe. But the wrinkles in my brow, the thinness in my hair, I'm not so bad for the wear and tear. I'm not the man that I was 10 years ago. I'm not the man standing there in those clothes. Picture's old and faded, and I'm growing old. I'm not the man clothes. Well, now I sit back and think of then. Parties and the favors and all my good time friends. Voice calls out to me and asks me where I've been. I tell her I was thinking of a friend I used to know. I'm not the man that I was 10 years ago. I'm not the man standing there in those clothes. Pictures old and faded, and I'm growing old. I'm not the man in those clothes. I'm not the man in those clothes. I'm not the man in those clothes. 85 was that one. Oh, I took a long break from writing. In fact, what happened was I I quit. I had a little 7-piece band or 5-piece band, and it was about 1990, I think it was, that I quit. Quit playing the clubs and the bars and worrying about drummers, bailing bass players out of jail just so I could get them to the show on time, and promising the sheriff one time there in Umatilla that I'd bring them back right after we got done playing Saturday night. And how many times, his name was Ron Weber, I hope somebody out there remembers him. He'd sneak off right after the last set, and I wouldn't find him for 12 hours. But when I did, take him back down to the county lockup. He'd serve out his time. But that was Ron. In 07, I said I'd taken a little bit of a break, and I did. I wrote a lot of music in between, but didn't seem to click with me. And I just give it away. Anything I wrote, I just give it away. Guess it really didn't matter. But this one here is called Cowboys of the Past, and I hope you really like this one, because this is when I started getting a little more serious in my writing, I guess. High overhead, I hear him on the night, searching the ground down his endless flight. Lonesome sound he makes, soothes my very soul. As I ride my pony out tonight, I think of days of old, and the cowboys of the past ride through my mind. Days of choking dust, short nights we'd ride, chasing cows and breaking colts down by the round corral. Oh, the cowboys of the past ride with me now. My grandfather told me tales about his younger days, pushing longhorns up from the south across the Texas plains, across the Great Divide through Wyoming, crooked course, circle wide to Montana's pride, the Great Plains of the North. He told me about his friends he rode with on the trail, and the lonely night between cow camps along the broken rail. Across the weather changed with a blink of an eye, the sun-scorched days and the bone-chilled nights and the coyotes when they cried. And the cowboys of the past right through my mind. Days of choking dust, short nights we'd ride, chasing cows and breaking colts down by the round corral. Oh, the cowboys of the past, ride with me now. I turned my pony's head back from where I'd come, down the lonely trail long forgotten by some. Close my eyes, feel the breeze, I hear the drovers wail, the chant of the night songs out here on the trail. And the cowboys of the past ride through my mind. Days of choking dust, short nights we'd ride, chasing cows and breaking colts down by the round corral. Oh, the cowboys of the past, ride with me now. Said the cowboys of the past, ride high on the plain. Over the cattle, they watch them as they graze, sitting round the campfire, sharing their memories. Oh, the cowboys of the past, rest tonight in my dreams. Said the cowboys of the past, rest tonight in my dreams. There you go, little cowboys of the past there for you. And don't let anybody tell you I never did get religion, because I did one time. My grandmother and mother insisted that I went to church with them every Sunday till I was about 16. At that point in time, I was riding for, instead of going to school, I was doing a little riding here and there. And I told this one rancher, well, I don't know. Seems like Sunday up here you're closer to God than you ever was down there. He said, yeah. In fact, I forgot to get those words dug out. But anyway, on and on. Wrote a song about the Devil's Bowl up in the Tower Mountain country. It's kind of this side of the John Day, and on the other side of the blues a little bit, beyond Tony Vade Meadows up there. It's all about one time when I was sent out to round up a couple strays, and probably about 50 cows, he said, might be down there. And he said, just get them pushed up here into the flat, and the boys will meet you later on today. And while we was riding, or I was riding, I was out by myself, he, big old storm blew in, a thunder boomer. The sky got real black and everything, and that thunder boom, lightning is striking, and them cows jumped off in this hole they called the Devil's Bowl. And it was about a mile deep, probably 10 miles across, and you definitely get lost down there. So this is a song that I put together from my memory, most of it. In '08, I put this together. Storm clouds gather high, the peaks and swells, wild-eyed cattle running down on uncharted trails. The sky blackens as the storm moves in, lightning streaks the sky. The thunder booms and shakes the earth, and I curse this devil's ride. The sun is gone and I'm alone in the middle of the storm. I can't see in front of me, and the devil's got me horned. Jagged rocks and cliffs below, I can't ride down there. Hell's Rim Rock is what I fear, and I'm blind, oh so scared. The rain falls harder now, at least the lightning has stopped. Still I'm lost in the devil's bowl, with no way to the top. Where is camp? I can't be sure. It's gotta be just over there. I've rode 4 miles or so, it seems, and I'm lost in the devil's snare. I trust this pony that I'm on. I've wandered most of the night. There's no trail that will lead us home, no campfires in sight. I curse the fear that I felt. I cried a silent tear. The devil, he may want me now, but I've nothing more to fear. Now the eastern skies have lightened some, and the storm is all but past. But it's clear to me this night that I've lived, 'cause I've ridden the devil's path. Where is camp? I can't be sure. It's somewhere, I know, right over there. If the devil wants me now, I've nothing more to fear. Oh, I've nothing more to fear. Call that the Devil's Bowl. Every so often I came up with one like that. Oh yeah, that song I wrote that more on the religious track was called Okay Lord, Here I Am, Now What? I put it on one of my CDs, I think one of my Songs of Faith CDs, and yeah, if you want some of my music, just get in touch with me, and I've got some CDs here. I'll send them to you, sell them to you. A lot of original songs on each one of them. So let's get on with this here. In 2009, I believe it was again in the winter months, almost spring, February time, I read a book. I was sitting there in front of the fireplace and I was reading a Zane Grey book. Don't even remember what it was called, but it had the gunfighters and the sheriff and the widow woman out on the ranch, and here come the hero and say, "Aw, shucks, ma'am, it wasn't nothing. I'll save your ranch." And I was reading this book. I didn't even get past the first chapter, and this song came to mind. I call it The Ride. It goes like this. Ride through the long dark night, down towards the morning light, down through the valleys wide. Ride, cowboy, ride. Down where the green grass grows, and where the cool breeze blows, nowhere to run or hide. Ride, cowboy, ride. hawk flying up above, free and easy as your first love. Now you're alone and you hurt inside. Ride, cowboy, ride. Ride, cowboy, ride. All night long you thought of her. Oh, how your memories burn. How she cheated and how she lied. Ride, cowboy, ride. Left the cattle drive to return home, only to find that she wasn't alone. 2 shots fired, the moon rose pale, but now there's a posse on your trail. See the hawk flying up above, free and easy as your first love. Now you're alone and you hurt inside. Ride, cowboy, ride. Ride, cowboy, ride. Ride, cowboy, ride. Call it The Ride. Always like that one. That jumped. That was in 09. See, in 2010, Christmas time. Well, it wasn't quite Christmas yet. It was early. It was September. And some reason we was over at the mall. And it was at night. And I hate shopping. But I'd always go with the wife, and I'd find me a bench, usually out in the hallways of these stores, and I'd sit there and I'd watch people, or take a nap, whichever came first. And surprisingly enough, these words started coming to me, and I went into the store and I bought myself a pad and a pencil. I had to sharpen it. And I started writing these words down to a song I called Forbidden Angel. It's kind of a favorite of some of my little cousins. I'll dedicate this one to Emily. Haven't seen her in a couple years, and got to see her up there at the Red Bridge encampment, and it was good to see her. She's doing well. So here's for you, Emily. As she steps from the shadows, her long hair flown down, this cowboy heart quickens as she turns around, crosses the floor on the dust of angel wounds. Dark eyes flash a warning of mysterious things. Here I am in old Mexico to fall in love again. Here in the back of this cantina, let the night begin. sways to the music, her shadow crosses the wall. I feel her eyes upon me as I start to fall. Slowly but surely, this feeling comes over me. ¿Qué pasó, amigos? El rescato, por favor. Here I am in old Mexico, to fall in love again. Here in the back of this cantina, let the night begin. Music now fades as she sits here by my side. This Mexican beauty, she's mine all tonight. No mas, señorita, I can't take this no more. You are the dark angel, mi corazón, mi amor. Here I am in old Mexico, to fall in love again. Here in the back of this cantina, let the night begin. Let the night begin. Dejar la noche empezar. Forbidden Angel. Even a good friend of mine, R.W. Hampton, one time asked me if he could steal that one. I told him, you just have at her, if that's what you wanted. But I don't think he's ever grabbed a hold of it. I'm kind of glad. It's my song. I like. Oh God, actually I wrote this one in the fall of '78, and I run across it again. Spring of 2012, and I thought, wow. I need to update that song. It sounds a little bit kind of old. So I did. I brought it up to what I thought at the time as more cowboy, now more modern type country or cowboy music. And I called it A Life That's Only. And it's a lot about me, I guess. Kind of goes like this. When the day, let's see, find the right key. Hold on here. There we are. When the day is over and we settle in for the night, I lay awake and I wonder what is wrong and what is right. I can dream the dreams that are heaven in my mind, but I can live a life that's only a life that's only one of a kind. In the beginning, I remember a life so simple, the little things that we do, so full of love. And it's as clear to me as a walk that we share, holding hands and laughing, talking until dawn, saying I love you and I care. But when the day is over and we whispering for the night, I lay awake and I wonder what is wrong and what is right. I can dream the dreams that are heaven in my mind, but I can live a life that's only a life that's only one of a kind. To fall in love is such an easy thing to do. To live a life together, it's really hard. But time can't heal a broken heart. The words that were said, the pain that was felt, the time we spent so far apart. But when the day is over and we settle in for the night, I lay awake and I wonder what is wrong and what is right. I can dream the dreams that are heaven in my mind, but I can live a life that's only a life that's only one of a kind. But when the day is over and we settle in for the night, there you are. Alrighty, let's see here. We're kind of narrowing it down to the last, what year is this? This is 21. So I've only got about 4 or 5 more years to cover. But, like I said, I've been pretty selective in what I've been writing, and then I don't write all the time. Not anymore. Maybe I'm running out of music. But anyway, here's a little short one I wrote in 2016. It's called "Let's Go for a Ride," and I'm not real sure why I kept it. It goes like this. I said my riding days will soon be all over. I'll be stuck in this house way back inside. Let's go out one more time, let the feel the wind again. Come on, pard, let's go for a ride. Well, you should have seen me when I was much younger. I could do almost anything that I tried. Places I've been and my loses and my wins. Come on, pard, let's go for a ride. Hell, I used to ride 100 miles an hour. Lost track of all the times I should have died. I'd throw my loop over a bad one. But right now, pard, let's go for a ride. Right now, pard, let's go for a ride. Saddle up and let's go for a ride. 30 seconds, something like that. Short. I kept it. I don't know why I kept it, but I kept it. There's a song I wrote when I was in the service. I was down in Jamaica, Kingston, Jamaica. And I learned about the people down there, and I can't find those words right now. I know I've got them someplace, and it's on my CD, Singers and Songwriters. So evidently, a couple years ago, I had the music. Just don't know where the words are anymore. And like I always tell people when I'm up playing music, yeah, I can write them. It doesn't mean I have to know them. The older I get, the harder it is to keep remembering. Jumping ahead, 2019. Song called In the Morning. Spring will come after the winter. We've waited out these long nights for so long. Green grass will show in the meadows. Cool breezes soft as a song. Ride with me in the morning. Ride with me all night long. After the roundup is all over, after the branding is all through, we'll laze around the fire and do some thinking. Not too many more, me or for you. Saddle up and ride for those mountains where the snow caps are so high. Sorry for the times that I've wasted. I should have loved you more when I had the time. But maybe now we can call back those memories. You and I had shared for such a long time. Ride with me in the morning. Ride with me all night long. Saddle up and ride for those mountains, those blue mountains, where the snow caps are so high. Ride with me in the morning. Yep, ride with me in the morning. before the sun comes up. You get all saddled up, and all you can hear is your horse's hooves on the sod. Maybe a little jingle of the spurs, especially if you got them dingle bobs on there, and occasional horse will snort a little bit. But that's the time when you become one with this earth. Here's my latest song I wrote. Just finished it. In fact, I'll give you the date, June 6th, 2021. Don't know what to say. Many nights I'd get up and come here into the studio and I'd pick up the guitar and play a song. Maybe just a little bit of music. Till finally I wrote it all down and I called her a day. Then I had some words that started coming to me, and that morning I finished with the last of the words. There for a while I had one part of one verse. And this is the bad part. It's so new, I'm not real sure of the music. I was hoping to be able to play it for you. It's coming to me now. Dark clouds gather from the north. Sit and watch as they cross the valley floor. Cold wind blows as the sun goes down. Another lonely night far from town. Here on the prairie, out on the prairie, nighthawk cries in the dark, circling high above in the sky. Only his friends on the earth hear his cries. Only those of us listens while he flies. Here on the prairie, out on the prairie, the shadows grow as the sun goes down, stretching across this rocky ground. I feel your hand touching mine, reaching for me in this quiet time. Here on the prairie, here on the prairie. Our hearts beat as one the night before, as the sun peeks over the valley floor. We saddle our ponies and we ride out to greet the day with out on the prairie. There you go, folks. I brought us right up to this year, so how you like me now? Oh, you know, I was thinking of something. I was going to play another song, but I think my time's up, and I appreciate those of you that tuned in. Remember, tell your folks, your friends, and even maybe some of your enemies you don't like, you know, send them over my way. I'll sing to them. But I want to thank you. And it's Thursday. I'll be up Harris Park, up the north or the south fork of the Walla Walla River this weekend. A little vacation time. So, God bless y'all and safe travels. Thank you.